Może skończę tą gierę w końcu. Opa. Godzina 15 minut. Boże. Prawie nową grę kliknę. Dobra. Wiedziałem na wszystkie pytania. Są wypoczęci, są git. Pewnie będziemy w otchłani, więc...
After breaking the blockade of the demon armies and defeating Discari, the Crusade forces close in on the Threshold Fortress. The place where 100 years ago, the first rift between the planes was opened. The place where this story will end.
Okej. Jakiś tam quest wypadł. To odpadło, bo się... A, krucjaty do maksimum. Wyjebane w sumie. Dużo to mapa? Szczęście nie aż tak. Pewnie sporo walki będzie, a jakieś kurwa padalce tu już stoją. O! Co to za chłopki? Rycerze piekła? Kielni? Już go zajebało?
Simply business.
Let's try this way.
Retreat is not an option.
Lepiej w takim razie podchodzić i dopiero potem
I will resist.
uderzać. To lepsze ustawienie jest wtedy. Się to trochę martwi prawie, że...
You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
O! Są ci jeszcze chłopaki.
It's your time to cease to exist.
Szkoda tego słowa mocy na niego.
This will hurt.
Kneel before me.
Prepare yourself.
You won't survive me. You're in my way.
Aha, super kurwa, zrobił szybkie... A.
This one's mine.
Desna, guide my hand.
Endure this. chance.
A calculated risk. This should do it.
Press the attack! Ha!
Make your peace.
Tak chyba było. Okej. Może królowa też się pojawi. O. Co to kurwa jest? Anioły? O! Ci straży.
Make every strike count. Retreat is not an option. Kneel before me.
Okej, skundleńcy, aha. Wódz sali, o ja pierdolę. Serio?
This is my life.
Co on takiego? A nie, myślałem, że ma rozpuszczone włosy jakieś długie. Że wszystkich zajebało. Mhm.
This one is mine. Simply business.
Okej. Wszystkie ekipki, które uratowałem gdzieś tam. Pomogłem im
Go
to
ahead.
w ten czy inny sposób. Teraz się tutaj pojawiają. Okay. Zakładam, że tu mogę sobie zejść. A nie, nie mogę.
I know the
Tutaj
way.
mogę sobie zejść. No to by wychodziło. Też kurwa nie wiem. O, da się. Aha, dobra. W sumie mogę jeszcze tutaj sprawdzić. Tutaj nic nie ma. No, to jest jedna droga w takim razie. Posionym. No to ta chyba była w drzewo kamienne zamieniona. Dobra, mi się kurwa nie chce czasu na tym marnować, nie? Są kurwiamy chłopaki. Już ktoś umarł.
Let's try this way.
Okej.
This spell doesn't work like that. This spell doesn't work like that.
Kurwa, zabijecie go.
This will hurt. A calculated risk.
I refuse to surrender.
Esmith, Axel, yes. Esmith, Axel, yes. Esmith, Axel, yes. Esmith, Axel, yes. Esmith, Axel, yes.
Gawędziarz jest.
I'll go ahead.
Dlatego taki kurwa rozpierdol robił spelami. Się dziwiłem, co to zajebało wszystkich na hita. Tylko Baleroga.
I know the way. Follow my lead.
No to ta pani healerka chyba. Oj, nasze Godfrey. W zbroi śleniącej.
I will fight to the last breath. Perish.
A ma sprzęt po sobie, dobrze.
As it should be.
As it should be.
This war must end.
Healek ogólny. A, ta se tutaj ma... Kurwa, akurat mądrość musiał i jebnąć. Gdzie byście poszli? Do chuja pana.
Trust in yourself.
Które to było? No to chyba miała w tych, nie? O, tutaj. Czy nie? To... Chuja jej to dało. Kupowałem przywrócenie, ale nie chcę większego, chcę zwykłe. Bo to nie jest na większe. A, nie udało się. Oj chuj. I to wyższe.
That is not far.
O, smok. Diabeł. Mhm. Złoty golden smok też jest. No chyba ta ekipka to sobie w ogóle da radę, nie? Tak mi się wydaje. Się nie będę pchał. Kurwa, zostali w pierdol? Nie, nie zostali w pierdol.
Enemy approaching.
Kurwa, oni dostają jakiś damage w ogóle. Na chuj wy tam idziecie, powiedzcie mi, do kurwy nędzy. Czy ja wam kazałem tutaj stać, czy co? O, jest i
A
ona.
dear guest on my doorstep. Please do come in. You have been long awaited. Nothing at all. I offered you the chance to resolve all this another way, but you, and only you, chose the path of war. The path to your souls and the world wound's healing demands my death. The accursed threshold prison where everything began must be where everything comes to an end. So I invite you in once again. Cross this threshold. I'll be waiting for you in the heart of the fortress, in the place where the wound was opened.
Okej, spoko lala. Już kurwa mnie przyniosło tam. Chciałem polutować, a nie, dobra. Plus jakiś.
My last battle. We win or we die. Either way, I'll never pick up a weapon again. I'm going home. It's been so long. My chance. I've thought a lot about this over the last few days. I don't want revenge anymore. I just want all this to be over. No, I can't rest yet. Celsia will be fighting. That means I will be too. To battle.
Okej.
There it is. The citadel of the demon army. You know, I expected it to be formidable and fearsome. Something that would make me quake in terror. But now that I am standing at its gates, I'm surprised at how little fear I feel. Do not mistake this for bravado. Our enemies are dangerous, but no more than that. We have traveled to the heart of the abyss, and back again. Now we are home, on our own territory. This time, let it be the invaders who quake in terror. When I set out for war, I imagined that I would find Trevor, and together we would fight the demons, shoulder to shoulder. Fate has a caustic sense of humor. My dream came true, but not at all as I imagined. The reality of war shattered many of my romantic notions. But that doesn't matter. What matters is that he is here with us. And today we will win, all of us together. I will go home to Endoran. I will lay down my weapon and never pick up another so long as I live. Save a knife for cutting grapevines. I will serve the goddess in our old temple. And when the peasant children come to pepper me with questions about the crusade, I will do my utmost to make sure that my stories give none the idea that there is anything beautiful or romantic about war. I had to. If I had a choice, I probably would have stayed the same naive little boy I was before the war. The boy who had never killed, who had never been to the abyss, who had never buried those with whom he had sat around a campfire only the night before. Even so, when I set out to join this war, my head was full of so many romantic notions. More than usual for a naive little boy. But life found a way to shatter those most thoroughly. Ready. Let us drive the demons all the way back to the...
Abyss. Okej, tam trzeba wejść, ale pogadajmy ze wszystkimi tutaj.
I am calculating the likelihood of your victory. Taking into consideration the fortifications of Threshold, the long period it has been under demon control, and Arilu Vorlesh, who is personally overseeing the defense, I would give the Crusaders a 30% chance of success at most. Of course, the presence of an illustrious scholar of Golarion in your ranks, meaning me, immediately increases your chances by 5%. Fear is an unproductive emotion that typically gets in the way of a good experiment.
Dobra, nie
If
mogę
you
jej
win,
słuchać,
I'll
błagam.
make sure to mention you in my encyclopedia. Aha! With that as an incentive, your chances have increased by 5%. Consider this.
Jak nie my, to kto? A, to ten... To ten artefakt od tych Sarkonian, astronomów.
Know what to do.
This is it. The last fortress. It's been a long road from the river city to here. We walked and walked and walked along the road, and suddenly, there's no more road. Nobody is ready. It will be scary, very scary. In the last fortress, all the lies will end, and the truth will rise. It's scary, but it's good. Nobody knows what will happen next. People are afraid of the future, so that's why they make it up. They lie to themselves so it's not so scary. They convince themselves and others of the things they make up. But one day the future will come. The story ends, for better or worse. When everything's already happened, there's nothing to be afraid of anymore. And there's no reason to lie. The Redeemed Knights say they need me. I think they can manage fine without me, but maybe I really can help them somehow. I think we'll do a lot of good together. Hear that, Soot? It's time.
Not a bad spot to end this war. Formidable, menacing. It has a certain style about it. Seeing as our contract is coming to an end, Commander, let me just say that you are the most impressive client I've ever had the pleasure to work with. And a highly lucrative pleasure it's been, too. It's strong stuff from Garand. What do you think? Of course. It's worth its weight in gold. It's one of my little weaknesses that I refuse to give up. Of course not. Where else would I have had so many adventures? Besides, it's thanks to you that I've been able to add so many accomplishments to my service record, which will boost my rates in the future. You know, it's jobs like this, the ones that are both fun and pay well, that make me love what I do. Huh. Well, it sure wasn't in the name of Iomade. Of course, money's not the be-all and end-all. You dimwits need someone with a clear head on your side, someone to watch your back. I know how you hero types love sacrificing yourselves at the drop of a hat. Now you're talking. Why don't you show me who it is we need to kill to win this war? Arilu Vorlesh? I'll wish that lady sweet dreams with unalloyed pleasure.
Chief, Is there any chance, even a tiny one, that we can just call this whole thing off now and go home? Before, I would have just made a run for it, but I can't do that now. Something is holding me back, and I really don't like the thought of leaving you high and dry. See what you turned me into? If you want to send me to the front line, I ain't going, so don't even try that hero stuff on me. I'm gonna fight because I don't want to die. And because we're kind of friends now. And don't you go getting yourself killed either. I can't stand being sad, so just don't do that to me. And I won't be. At least not for long. I've got plans, you know. Lots of them, like getting rich. I won't have time to be crying over dead heroes. But if you do survive, I'll make sure to cut you in. That reminds me, the Tiefling's merchandise is still at your disposal. So don't be afraid.
Ta, celne trochę rzeczy, bo to szkoda plecaka na takie miejsce, na takie te kłopoty. Co? To jest oszustwo, sprowadzenie wacji domowa. A, i tutaj jest po prostu tam jakaś mapa, tak? Okej, byśmy tędy przyszli. I była walka. Co to był w ogóle? Aha, może jakiś tam wygląd, nie? Czy coś.
Commander, you promised us victory when it seemed impossible, and you did not let us down. Doing the impossible is your specialty. You have led us here, to the very gates of the enemy's lair. Now we will end this century-long nightmare once and for all.
You're so good at toppling fortresses by now, you can almost keep time by it. The Grey Garrison, Dresden, and now Threshold. So are we coming up on noon or midnight on the commander clock? Doesn't matter. The bards can settle that one. It's the of course. It was a long time ago now, but it's not the kind of thing you forget. I was almost buried alive. If it wasn't for you and Sela, my skull would be lying in some cave right now with only rats for company.
It was unforgettable. That attack on the Grey Garrison was the last desperate push, the last hope of holding the city when it seemed only a miracle could save us. We would have died there. But you and Anevia leapt out of the ground, and then miracles began to happen.
We have a chance. And that's a far sight better than how things stood not so long ago. Of course, it's too early to celebrate. We've still got a battle to fight, the likes of which we've never seen before.
With you leading us, those monsters should be worrying about their chances of escaping with their lives.
Personally, I'm going to be doing a big pile of nothing. For a month, or maybe 2. Irabeth too. Wheedling, blackmail, violence. I'll stop at nothing to drag her away on her first ever vacation.
Whatever you say, I can see surrender is my only option. We've waited so long for this. Onward to victory!
Lead on, Commander.
Co? Jeśli tylko zmniejszy na się. Mój krewniaku? A no tak, bo my jesteśmy z tego. Z krwi smoczej, nie?
This endeavor rushes toward its conclusion. I wish to speak with you. To be honest, I almost stopped believing that I would live to see this moment. It has been at least 50 years since I stopped hoping and believing it could happen. And yet, here we are, at the entrance to Threshold. All thanks to you. The proximity of victory has made me think about something I have not even been able to imagine for the last 80 years or so. About what happens to me next. About my life after we triumph. Mendev expects me to remain on the throne, to help rebuild the country after the war. But I no longer wish to rule. I wish to share my life with the person who has made my heart flutter again after so many years. I love you, and I am sorry that I denied my feelings and unintentionally hurt you and me both. But now, on the eve of our victory, I ask you to let me stand beside you in this battle. Let me join you in Threshold and help you defeat the World Wound. And after that, let me remain beside you, wherever you are and wherever you go. After all the things I've said, I cannot just let you go into the final battle all alone. I care deeply about my country, but my time is past. I am a symbol of war, not a symbol of peace. And I venture that I deserve to live the rest of my long, long life the way I want. If, of course, you want the same. And still, I cannot help but hope that it is not Dayren Arenday who becomes my successor. You are right. I shall fulfill your request, although it will be difficult. No one in Mendev knows the sacrifice that the creation of the ward stones demanded. The stones themselves are seen as a symbol of hope and safety. To destroy them would be akin to dismantling the fortress walls around Mendev's cities. It will provoke suspicion and panic, even if the demons are defeated by that time. But the angels have done their duty and should be freed. Therefore, should we win, I shall carry out your request, even if it means losing the people's trust. I love you. I thought I was no longer capable of that feeling. Well, look at me now, standing and blushing before you like a slip of a girl. We have one last battle ahead of us, and then my duty will be done. I shall be free to be with you.
Zaraz zrobię sobie screenshota tego, gdzieś rzucę na ekran, po prostu, żeby było. Jaki był skrót do tego, żeby ten, raz tak. Gdzie jest, jest wytnij. Tu. Gdzie to? Się pojawiło? I magę. Profs. Pulpit. Tu. I będzie uwiecznione na wieki, kurwa. Dobra, gdzie tu jest reszta ekipy? Pogadać z nimi, spierdalać tam. Skrzynia osobista. Dobra, te szpargały tam niech siedzą.
At last, this irksome crusade is drawing to a close. All right, it hasn't been that irksome. All in all, it was a fine adventure, and the company was more than adequate. The most important outcome of today, of course, will be that I shall be immortalized in works of art depicting the Fifth Crusade as the most attractive crusader. Perhaps I should reconsider. No, others can be afraid. But I know who our leader is and what he is capable of. I have never seen you fail to rise to a challenge, no matter how impossible. So leave me and my optimism be. We will win. If anyone should be afraid, it is the wretches inside Threshold. And to the victory feast, I trust?
Greetings. Allow me to congratulate you on leading the armies of the Fifth Crusade to its decisive confrontation. Excellent. At last, a real achievement and a genuine chance of victory. I suppose I am. Being happy is not in my nature, but for the first time in years, I feel something akin to that emotion. It would be interesting to analyze what I experience when I see the criminal Aurilu Vorlesh defeated, the demons ousted, and the world wound closed at last. It promises to be an exceptional moment. And for me as well, Commander. For me as well. I am always ready.
You know what's crazy? I never thought this moment would come so soon. It feels like only yesterday we were trying to bring a blazing Canabras under control, and now we're standing on the cusp of our last battle. Threshold. This isn't how I imagined it. I thought I'd be running happily toward death and trying to do something particularly heroic so I could go out in style. But now, I'm thinking about how we have to win and go back to Dresden because there's so much work still to do there. Me too. You've got a whole army behind you, and we're all ready to win. If we fail now, when we've got this far, then that means the Crusades were always doomed to fail. We've been going easy on these demons for too long, don't you think? It's time to show them one last time what Galarians are capable of.
Okay.
There it is. The heart of the wound. The source of all the evil that has been wrought here over the last 100 years. It all began here. And we will end it here. If Aurilu Vorlesh had never opened the world wound, I would never have ended up on Galarian. I would never have met Desna. Or you. I would never have embarked on the path of good. This invasion has killed so many innocent people, but it has also led to my redemption. It means my freedom has been bought with thousands of innocent lives. But I will do everything in my power to help you close this abomination, so that no one else has to die. I did not do it alone. You have led your army to victory, and me to my dream. It's not about guilt. It's just that I am ashamed to take any joy in my freedom, knowing that this terrible war was the cause of it. Everyone would have been better off if the world wound had never been opened. But then I would have remained a monster. Perhaps one day I will atone for all the evil I did. But it took a far greater evil to make my redemption even possible. I now have a dream of my own. I will pursue it. I am ready.
Dobra, dobra.
Hey! Well, are we gonna stick it to the demons one last time? I've thought about it, sure. I'd be happy to keep helping you, but there are still too many places in the world where evil and injustice reign. Places that could do with a paladin's blade. So, after we win, the road will be calling me. Back at you, friend. So, are we going to crush some demons? It's time to show them the door once and for all.
Okay. Dobra, chyba idziemy.
I know the way.
O Jezu. Dobra, to ten. Czarodziej. Ten na pewno. Myślę, że sobie królową wezmę. Bo łuczników mam wszystkich. O, będzie przemówienie. Ura! Chociaż teraz nie będzie mi kto miał wykrywać pułapek czy innych takich rzeczy, a raczej ich rozbrajać, ale w sumie to... Tutaj nie powinno już ich być. Okej. Ojej, bo ona paladynem jest. Zaraz w sumie. Wstecz. Kto tam ma postęp jeszcze? Ember. Nie, przepraszam. Regil.
You are Galerion's last hope.
Mhm.
And mine.
Jakie to masz broń? O Jezu. Aha, no, przybyszów, że... Dobra, to akurat ma dobre. A tarcza jakaś? To chyba nie. 6, ciężka tarcza, usprawiedliwienie 4. Płytówka 5. Zostawimy jej ten pancerz już. Jakbym wiedział, że ja mam w drużynie, to wtedy bym trochę inaczej. Dobra, no. Zobaczymy, jak to wyjdzie.
Follow
W
my
ogóle i to się nazywa jakoś powabnej charyzmy. O.
Every succubus can bestow her dark patronage upon whomever she likes. My magic will enter your being and enhance your already exceptional abilities. It will also allow me to watch over you, and there is one more aspect to a profane gift. It'll...
Okej. To... nie dam, kurwa, ty, ale byłby jaja. By ją popierdoliło. To koniec. Okej. To jak ich tam uwolniłem, tak? No właśnie. Chcę siąść na nie. Dobra, myślcie za siebie. Trafić go, kurwa, nie mogą. Nie.
You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
The moment is ours!
Co oni tam jeszcze walczą? Jezu, kurwa, jakieś... A, idź ty w pizdu.
as it should be.
Dobrze ci, kurwa... A. Anioły te.
You're in my
Our
way.
victory is certain.
Take a look.
A jakieś tam pułapki są.
You won't survive me. This is my line of work. You had your chance.
Surrender, or else!
Death to invaders.
If to invaders.
I'll hit you!
Endure this!
Co będzie tak spierdalać ode mnie?
Back to the abyss. The moment is ours.
Kneel before me. Your performance is lacking. You are lacking. Simply business.
I will fight to the last breath. Please,
Surrender or else!
finish what I started.
Dobra.
I feel more alive than ever.
That is not far. I'll go ahead.
Time to work.
Too late for apologies!
It's your time to cease to exist.
Death to invaders.
Is my line of work.
Kurwiające jest to.
Battle formation.
Future.
Bo ona dostaje, z czego ona dostaje ten strach? Środka większa szarańcza. Bo ja nie wiem, na co ona rzuca w ogóle, ty.
You're in my way. You had your chance. Simply business. It's your time to cease to exist. You're in my way. This is my line of work. You had your chance. This is my line of work. Nature Make every strike count. You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
Left yourself open.
I'm better.
Dobra. No, na pewno ma któryś tutaj jakąś aurę. Nie wiem, czy tego Godfrey przypadkiem nie ma. Nie, on ma oślepienie, raczej ma oślepienie.
Life for you and the crusade.
Jakieś oślepienie, coś tam mają, ale no. Znaczy oślepienie, jakąś aurę. Coś tam jest, na pewno jest, ale za bardzo bym musiał się zagłębiać w to wszystko, żeby teraz... A ja wiem, ona ma ten płaszczyk, który tam powoduje, jak ktoś nie jest umarlakiem, to w 60 metrach wszystkich wypierdala, nie? Co to było? Aha, nic ciekawego. Banshee. Po prostu krzyknęła sobie. Na te postaci to już nie za bardzo robi wrażenie. Gdzie jest ta ostatnia? Ta reluszu. O, jest. Bosiątko chyba. Dobra. To wiadomo. Wszystkim. Przywrócenia. Było, że tam jacyś są kołowaci w którymś momencie. Z jakichkolwiek powodów. Dobra. Truth Sync też od razu. Ktoś tu jeszcze coś potrzebuje, jakieś błogosławieństwa, heroizmy, bohaterstwa. Okay. Kurwa, że ja muszę przeskakiwać, jakby nie mógł tu być skrót myślowy. Tak, mag używa czaru, a kapłan modlitwy i jest git. Piją kurwa litr tego. Litr wody. I będą myśleć, że czary. Dobra, nie wiem, coś jeszcze mogę. Jeszcze coś tu jest? Czy już wszystko? Chyba wszystko. chłopy są po prostu wszystkim, kurwa, nie... Siema. Co to jest? O no... Czyli ten ocean ów jest, tak?
Let's try this way. This will hurt.
No, trafia mnie nawet.
Unexpected outcome.
O, teleportowało nas, nie mogę go zlutować, ale chujnia. Albo myśmy nawet nie odpoczęli, co? Okej. Okay. W ogóle tam był też jakaś kartka na dole, już jej nie zbadałem. Co to było? Mhm. Co to kurwa? Jakieś dziwne rzeczy się dzieją.
Follow my lead.
Dzień dobry. Szybko, bo mi się te zaraz kończą. Boosty.
can't be dismissed as a calculation error. You knew failure was a possibility. Then why? Why? Yes, it's decided. I will tell you the truth before we fight to the death. Would you like to know why I upended your life? This place is my demi-plane. I created it when I was a prisoner in Threshold. I would slip away to conduct my rituals here in secret. This is where I decided to create what mortals would later call the World Wound. This is where I made all my preparations. Do you understand? Escaping was never my goal. I could have easily disappeared from Threshold. I could have passed through it like water through sand. Some believe that I brought Sarkoris to ruin out of revenge. And there is some truth to that. I had reason to take revenge. You didn't listen to my words in Iz, and you didn't find a way into the secret part of my laboratory. Otherwise, you would know what I'm talking about. My laboratory. The old house in the middle of nowhere that marked the entrance to my lab. It was the home of Arilu Vorlesh when I was still a mere mortal. I lived there with my son, away from the din of the crowd, and sheltered from the keen gaze of the Sarkorian witch hunters. It was a place where the reality of our world was in close proximity to the Abyss, a place where I could study the magic forbidden to all Sarkorians. I thought I had hidden my home well, but I was wrong. They found it. They found us. At that hour, I was there, in the laboratory. That damned laboratory I loved so much. I was absorbed in one of my experiments when the hunters arrived on our doorstep. I was sitting at my desk, recording my observations, thoughts, and calculations, as was my habit. That's when I heard the noise outside. The fight was brief. It barely lasted a moment. By the time I sensed that something was amiss and hurried out to see what was happening, it was too late. All I could do was cradle the body of my dead child and cry after their departing soul. I promise. Because they saw him with a scroll that he had secretly borrowed from my supply. He was trying to perform a forbidden ritual. Children, they are always drawn to the unknown. But for the Threshold hunters, this child playing with a magical trinket he stole from an adult was just as much of a criminal as the worst demon worshippers. Nothing, as it turns out. Look around you. This demi-plane. The first time I escaped from my cell and ran here, I was trying to resurrect my son. I tried many things, but all my efforts were in vain. The soul had already received Pharasma's judgment and had been sent on the path determined by the gods. Into the Abyss. And when I realized that, I rebelled. But not against my jailers. Not against those who had murdered my child. Not even against Sarkoris. My uprising was against destiny. Death and the laws that the gods had forced upon our lives. I realized then that I wouldn't be satisfied with simply returning my son to life. I had to shatter this order once and for all. And make it so that neither Pharasma and her lackeys nor death itself could ever stand between us. Only by stepping beyond the bounds of what had been ordained for mortal kind. By obtaining powers that rivaled the divine, could we become free. And with this newfound purpose, I turned myself into a half-demon. Fusing the spiritual essence of the two planes was the only way I could achieve my goal. I let the abyss into my soul and into this world. I opened the world wound. I danced around 3 demon lords, making them assist me without ever revealing my true intentions. They just believed they were dealing with another power-hungry mortal. But in reality, I was after one thing. I wanted to find what was left of my son's soul and give him a new birth. One that would prevent anything from ever harming him again. And then I found you. I chose you because I felt a faint affinity to you. I thought your soul could accept the remains of my son's soul, like the soil takes a seed. I thought I could bring back my child by tethering the mangled remnants of his soul to a pure mortal soul untouched by the abyss. I thought the power of the Nahindrian crystals would allow me to protect him forever. That I could tear him away from the dominion of mortal nature. But I was mistaken in both assumptions. Now I'm about to face the consequences of my mistake. You will witness them as well.
Okej. A co, ten nie ma żadnych ochron?
I'll send you back to the abyss.
You won't survive me.
Decide already.
Soot is restless. I wonder why.
You require my counsel? Wise.
You're a good person. I like you.
Esmith, access, yes. Esmith, access, yes. Esmith, access, yes. Esmith, access, yes.
Dobra.
As it should be.
Akse, jas. I strzał, kurwa, życia. Ciach.
You should not have come here. I, Arilu Vorlesh, the one you call the betrayer, have nothing to offer you but death. Karamzadeh, I will give you the chance to avenge your death. Rise.
Curse you, mortal scum! You have struck ice into my heart. I will devour your souls to loosen its freezing grip.
Ten generał.
Let's have some fun.
I dedicate my body to...
Tactical retreat. All your fault.
Still fight.
Need your assistance.
Okej.
That is not far.
O, co to mały Deskari?
Who ventured recklessly into the abyss has now reached threshold. In Iz, you struck down my creator and master Deskari. But if that makes you dismissive of his echo, if you think I do not pose a threat, then you are greatly mistaken. No, I'm not afraid of your threats, and there's nothing you... He lost to you. He lost. The great Deskari himself lost to a mortal. So what happens if I succeed when the great lord failed? If an echo destroys the one its originator could not defeat, who would that make me? What would it...
Okej, kurwa gościu. No okej. Nie masz tu... Głodzenia masz.
Didn't even break a sweat.
Już możemy stąd spierdalać? Dziękuję, gościu. Co już odpuściłeś. Na górę? Nie.
I'll go ahead.
Okej.
Now that your souls are separated, he is growing weaker and weaker. Why won't you just let me kill you? Extract your soul and finish what I started.
Co to jest?
You're so adept at magic. Of course, I've been preparing for our meeting. And hopefully I've prepared well. Yes, and what you did, it's like you tried to kill him again, as if you were one of the threshold dogs that broke into my home 100 years ago. No, there is not. Your souls are too closely intertwined. I cannot use another host. I need your soul. And I will have it. I don't...
Okay.
Strength.
O! To przyjebała mi kamieniem.
Endure this! Simply business.
Amranda gratium. Death to invaders.
This spell
Kurwa. Metr dalej, nie? Po prostu nawet nie.
Make every strike count. It's your time to cease to exist.
A, to będzie ciężkie.
The moment is ours.
A calculated risk.
Coś dostało?
You're in my way.
This should do it.
O.
I never thought that I would be responsible for the creation of my most powerful enemy. How very perceptive. But you didn't think I would make it easy, did you? I won't let you win. You need me alive. You want to use me to close the wound, but I can destroy myself before you have a chance. You're right. I won't gain anything from this. So what now? You are stronger than I could have anticipated. As your creator, I should be proud to be defeated by the one I have imbued with power. Is there any higher praise? But I'm tired. You won't hear me pleading. Let us finish this experiment here, and... Indeed. You need neither power nor soul. That's right. Because you have my soul to sacrifice. Isn't that what you mean? To sever your connection completely. Now I understand. But it will kill him. Is that supposed to be merciful? Why would I want this life? Why, when everything I've lived for will be gone?
Okay. Myślę, że będzie narrator. Dziś mieć przeznaczenie i wielkie czyny, ale odpowiedzi na tajemnic poświęconej prawdziwej drogi. Skoro pojąć takie pojęcia, można zapisać jako ciąg formu wierszy. No, kiedy trzeba zakończyć, dojść do konkluzji, kropkę na końcu ostatniego zdania. Niemożliwe pęknięcie została przywrócona. Przeciwieństwa horyzontem świata, dwódca rozstał się w końcu swoim cieniem, któż inny tak pochopnie się jego mocy w imię i idei. Co pan dowódca dokona swojego umiejętności. Szanować, nie wiem co to znaczy. No to krótko dnia przyszła mi ta decyzja. Pojęte po program został długo na ziemiach, na których posiadał nowe znaczenie i nowa podróż czekała na niego. Niezwykły sojusz różnych sił, który pomógł dowódcy w bitwie pod progiem, przestał istnieć po zwycięstwie dawnej rany świata. Zawiesiło niezwykle do końca świata. Ogromne piętno na historii przez nas bezlecie. Że pojawiały się filozoficzne nauki, które skupiały się na tym, jak ważne jest bycie sobą, polegając na własnej sile, nauczymy innych, jeśli były one oferowane nie jako sposób na pomoc, również nieco dla gorszego. Z tych szkół i podstawowym konceptem była następująca. Duszy cień, który może nas okej. Wśród królowców wciąż byli tacy, którzy byli niezadowoleni z jego wyborów i decyzji. Aha. Goniłem tego. Mhm. O, ile tego bagna jeszcze do czytania jest. Okej.
And what of me, the writer of these words? The half-demon witch known as the architect of the world wound. I was defeated. The victor spared my life in a gesture that was not quite a boon, not quite charity. I was left without hope, without a chance of finding a purpose again. I lived out my remaining days in an isolated cottage, far from everyone, needed by none, discovered by none. I have recounted the story of my life for you, Pharasma, Lady of Graves. Not only of my life, but of the Commander's also. I believe the tale of such an illustrious figure would pique even a goddess's curiosity. Now you know everything.
You wrought great evil, while it stemmed from the evil that was done to you. Your actions far exceeded it. Your soul is dark, and there is only one place for you in the universe. I shall send you to the Abyss, plane of pain and fury, suffering and privation. That which you have done to others will now be done to you. So be it.
Brawo! And nie dawaj znaku zapytania, wypierdalaj. ND. Niemieckie. ND. Już? Mogę usunąć tą grę? Uff. Gdzie to są achievementy? 11% graczy przeszło tą grę. I tak więcej niż myślałem. Generalnie no, szkoda, że nie ma żadnego jakiegoś takiego pochodzić czy coś. Spoko gierka nie dla mnie. Dla autystów, którzy lubią sobie patrzeć na staty i wszystkie kurwa opcje zbadać, żeby jak najlepsze zakończenie mieć. O ile ja lubię najlepsze zakończenia, to niestety otwieranie i przeglądanie tego, żeby ukryte zakończenie, albo to, czy kurwa jak będę miał maskę w kieszeni na końcu, na ostatniej bitwie, czy nie będę miał, zadecyduje to, czy popierdoli na końcu moją postać. Skomplikowanie może być i fajne w pewnych momentach, ale tutaj to już jest takie kurwa przesadzone, no. Tak, gość nie założył maski, nie było na nim klątwy, ale ją miał. Potem nie mógł jej wyjebać. Albo nie wiem, ktoś, tak kurwa Godfrey nie mógł mu powiedzieć, dobra, weź to kurwa rzuć do rzeki, albo rozpierdol. A przecież co za w ogóle za problem jest? Znerwowało mnie to. Zresztą. Ja już mówiłem o tej grze, że po prostu, no... Spoko, jak się by ucięło... Nie wiem, jak ktoś lubi się męczyć z walką i z tym wszystkim i grać się jakieś tam hardkorowe poziomy trudności, to może im się spodoba. A było, no mówię, dużo komplikacji, dużo, nie wiem, tego złożoności, ale tak naprawdę wszystko na wielu niuansach się jakichś takich drobnych opierało, tak? Czyli to weźmiesz, tego nie weźmiesz, to zrobisz, tamto nie zrobisz, tu komuś powiesz, tutaj zdasz test, żeby coś zobaczyć, albo nie. Armia, ludzie odeszli, bo krucjata była tam coś tam, nie? Nie zrobiłem jednej misji, bo już nie chciałem się czekać, w sensie nawet nie wiedziałem, że to będzie miało jakieś większe znaczenie, nie? I poszedłem na ostatnią misję i kurwa mówią, nie, twoja krucjata była chujowa, nie? Bo nie miałem logistyki chyba na ostatni poziom, czy czegoś tam na ostatni poziom zrobionej, nie? Także generalnie to, wystarczyło, żebym pobudował kilka rzeczy i tam gdzieś poczekał 3 dni i by było już na maksa. Także mówię, no takie kurde, wszystko jest robione, że nie no, po prostu ciężka gra. Ciężka w takim poziomie, że dużo skomplikowania niepotrzebnego, no ale ono było potrzebne z jednej strony, bo na tym się opiera ta gra, tak? Pathfinder, że tam jest dendek, który tak już jest sam w sobie matematyczno-obliczeniowy, no i tu jeszcze kurwa razy 10 tego dowalili. I tu postać taka, niewrażliwość na 10 000 broni, 10 000 zbroi, bo każda ma odporność na coś, na paraliż, na kurwa saranie w krakach, na jakieś inne oczarowania umysłu. I każdy przeciwnik, są przeciwnicy, gdzie lecisz i zabijasz, a są przeciwnicy, których nie da się prawie zapierdolić, bo tego. Demony wszystkie idą, jakiś tam barłok jakiś jeden, czy coś tam może sprawiać trudności. Smok ożywiony, chuj w smoka, nie? Zajebie go tam, nie wiem, spelem jednym, czy coś. Jakieś tam inne przekoksane demony, Daskari to chuj, ale jeden jakiś przeciwnik, nie wiem, szkieletor, który kurwa umarł, bo go utopiło, nagle jest odporny na większość czarów, na większość rzeczy i pokonaj go, nie? Albo ten cień, albo coś, nie? No, taki bullshit. Także no mówię, jak kogoś takie skomplikowanie i lubi cyferki i lubi tam wyrolować po prostu jak największy, wyrobić sobie jak największą statę do czegoś, że po prostu patrzeć, co mu się bardziej opłaca. Może miał jedną postać i byłoby połowę tych skilli, to bym jeszcze ogarniał to w takim stopniu, że po prostu luz, nie? Już sobie dam radę, ale jak było ich tutaj, nie wiem, 10 i weź teraz wszystkie leveluj i wszystkie kooperuj tak, żeby się z sobą łączyły i potem jeszcze wybory, to no mówię, skomplikowanie za dużo było, chociaż z jednej strony mi się to podoba, z drugiej strony no właśnie za bardzo było, za mało skilla, za dużo patrzenia na statystyki, a i tak zajmowało mi to no nie wiem, z 30% gry bym powiedział, że to było patrzenie, co jest lepiej, co lepsze, co gorsze. No dobra, może z 15% gry, drugie 15 to było jakieś podejście taktyczne, jakaś fabuła taka poboczna, 20% gry to główna, a reszta to walka. Żeby tam niepotrzebnie w tą turówkę grałem, bo później to w sumie ona się nadaje, jak przeciwnik jest ciężki, a jak jest łatwy, to wtedy, tak jak teraz pod koniec leciałem po prostu z mieczem na nich i tyle. Dobra, kończę to gówno.